Most founders and marketers think that their ads fatigue or plateau because of creative or targeting or the algorithm. In reality, most ads plateau because their message is not new anymore. So what usually happens as a market starts to grow and even mature is more and more competition comes to the market. And with that, everyone starts to copy each other. So everyone's using the same claims, the same angles, the same creatives, the same style, even the websites, the creatives all looks the same. And when everyone looks and sounds the same, then nobody is going to stand out. What you should do as a business owner or marketer is understand where your market is in terms of maturity. If you're early in the market, then doing things like education, social proof, all that type of stuff is going to make a big impact. But if you're in a more mature market, then buyers are going to be more skeptic. They're going to have heard all the claims before. How many of us scroll past the classic, get 20 to 40 leads, appointments, or sales in the next 30 days? Or we guarantee your money back, something like that. We've all heard that type of stuff. And in 2026, we need to be better. So a few years ago, I was working in keto in the weight loss space. And we were initially at a really good point, but then the market started to mature. We would look in the ads library and we would see all the same type of stuff. We would launch new campaigns, and within a week later, we would have competitors copying our exact same stuff. So we had to become more sophisticated. We had to think of ways that we could create a new angle on top of keto. So what we did is we launched a Keto 2.0, which was basically a much more rigid version, much more strict version of keto, but we were able to say that this worked faster, you got into ketosis faster. When we launched this, we saw a huge increase in our sales just by adding that this is a new version of keto that you've not seen before. If you think about it, people love new. That's why Apple is launching a new iPhone every few years or year, whatever it is, and people are running to the doors to buy it. At the end of the day, when it comes to marketing your products, you need to be constantly innovating, adding new things, testing new angles, and that's what's going to lead to success. So here are 4 ways that you can become new. So the first way is the new angle. You can focus on a different pain, a different desire, or a different enemy. An example of that, let's say in the weight loss spaces, obvious pain would be weight loss, but you could also do energy, or you could do how it impacts sleep or your beauty. That's another pain point that you could go down. A different enemy could be their 9-to-5 job or peers that are not respecting them. The second way is through a new mechanism. This is probably the most powerful ones to do, but can be the hardest to pivot depending on where you are in the business. A good example of this is in marketing space. Everyone has heard of doing the SEO or Facebook ads or even Google ads. So if you're trying to do Google ads for chiropractors or SEO for plumbers or this type of thing, they've all heard and done that before, and it's going to be, that message is not going to stand out as much. But if you use a new angle such as TikTok shops or AI SEO or even naming it slightly differently, can have a huge impact on your adverts. The third way is a new segmentation. You can have the same offer and the same service, but go into a different segment. A good example of this would be, let's say you went after the health and wellness space, med spas, and rather than just helping them with every type of new client or patient, such as Botox, body sculpting, that type of stuff, you could say, we just focus on helping you get more weight loss injection patients. The fourth one is new moments. So this is changing your adverts around moments. This is where you're focusing your messaging around different time events of the year. So that's things like seasonal stuff, events. Maybe your industry has a peak season or a low season, tying your messaging towards that. Whereas if new season's coming up, make sure you're mentioning that. Or if it's low season, you have a way to counter that. That's going to help you to stand out. So it's your job to make sure you're not the copycatter and you're innovating and creating the trends. So if your ads are plateaued, start to ask yourself what you can do to add some newness into your messaging. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.